Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a very exciting video because I am finally giving you the tour of my bookshelves and my brand new office. So without further ado, let's get into the tour. Welcome to this corner of the room. This is the corner of the room that you enter into from the kitchen. So there's two doors in this room. One of them enters into the living room and the other one to the kitchen. And we usually have the doors open to kind of pass through both directions since this is on the lower floor. So right when you come in the door in my house, this door to this room is on the left. And so you can kind of pass through to the kitchen that way. So this is the door, like I said, that leads to the kitchen. I have this really pretty window here with these like linen-y kind of curtains that I got at, I think, either Walmart or Sam's Club. I don't remember, same company anyway. But then I have this white door here. I decided to leave it plain white and just have the green trim around it. So that's this corner. But if you just turn a little bit this way, this is the bookshelves. So this is the bookshelf wall. This wall is opposite of these two windows that face the front of the house. So I get a lot of natural light on the bookshelves, which is awesome for filming. These shelves were from Lowe's. They are just like pre-done bookshelves. We didn't have to like stain anything or anything like that. Which would have been a really fun project. I like doing woodworking, but it's just a lot when we have so much to do in the house. So we have a bracket system that we got from Lowe's, not sponsored by Lowe's, but we got the bracket system and the shelves. And actually, this corner, you will have seen if you saw my office renovation video, you will have seen that this section here was actually a doorway. It was a closet. And my fiance ended up plastering over and like drywalling that whole section because otherwise this room would not have had a big enough wall to do the bookshelves. So he wanted to create a wall that could fully be the bookshelves for me. So that happened in that corner, and you really can't tell at all that there used to be anything over there, particularly with the shelves covering it. But this is the bookshelf wall. And I'll come back around to show you the full bookshelf tour in a minute. So underneath the bookshelves are these cabinets that we installed and painted green, and I picked the handles out for them. So I actually still have some storage space even though we got rid of the closet. Then if you turn a little bit further, you see that there's some art and such on the wall over here. This is a really beautiful print of a Chemex and some flowers. I had to represent my coffee things in this space, and I just think it looks so cute right by the bookshelves. And then in the middle, I have my calendar that my grandmother made for me back in like 2006 or something like that. And it is kind of a forever calendar in that all of the pieces can slide in and out, and you can just change them out depending on the year, the month, etc. And then moving over to these bags, I have all of my tote bags here, as well as these really adorable mushroom hooks that they're hanging on that I just got at a little shop in Arkansas when my fiance and I were visiting Eureka Springs for a little anniversary trip. So that was super fun, but I really am happy that I had those hooks because they're just perfect in this space with the bags on them. Okay, so now you can see kind of the bookshelves here as well as all of the art, and this is the other door that leads to the living room. So what I decided to do for this door is to gather some postcards together so that I could create kind of a little art piece with a bunch of separate little art pieces. And they're just attached to like a big sheet of cardstock, like a poster board kind of thing. And that's just stuck on the door to create like a little vignette space for me to take photos and such. And I really like this little decor situation. But I'm glad I didn't do it over by the bookshelf wall because I think things would have looked a little cluttered. But over here it feels very intentional, and I'm really, really happy with this. Okay, here's the other corner. So this is the other window. I also have a drawing that I did of a sunflower here in the corner. And that's really the only piece of art that I did that I think I have up right now, just because there was so much really beautiful art I wanted to highlight from other artists. But there'll definitely be more spots around the house for me to put my art, so that's fine. And then here is where all of the work happens. This is my desk setup. I am so incredibly happy with this space particularly. I wanted the space to be really functional but also really aesthetically pleasing because I take a lot of pictures and I find that I do better work when I feel like my environment is reflective of me and makes me feel safe and comfortable. So this is that space for me. I got this chair at, it's either Office Supply or Office Depot, I don't remember, but I love this chair. It is super cozy. And I have a little throw blanket here in case I get cold, because fun thing about this house, it is always freezing downstairs and always very hot upstairs. So where we sleep is just always boiling, which is not very fun. So focusing in on some details here, I just have my laptop and monitor, and I have this amazing light over here that's like a New York Public Library light. It's just this little green lamp, and I'm obsessed with it. I think it's so cute. Don't mind my little tissue box and such because the allergies are intense, but I love this lamp. It's adorable, and I'm really happy that I snagged it because I wasn't sure that I was gonna find one for a reasonable price, but I did. So moving up to my little vignette shelving area, I have this super cute little mirror that I found that it's really tiny, honestly. Like it's not super functional as a mirror, but I just think it's really pretty, and it is at the right height for me to look in the mirror if I need to like look at my makeup or whatever, but I think it's really cute. And then on the shelf, I have a few little kind of art things and memorabilia things. So I have some little art pieces that actually went with the Chemex art piece that I got. One says filter coffee, not people. The one on the far left is a little latte art pouring thing. And then I have my kind of memorabilia from Morgan Eckroth, who is the United States Barista Champion from 2022. And I actually got to meet them, which was super cool. But I actually have one of their coffees here. They actually created this coffee with Onyx Coffee Lab. So I have the box for this coffee because I just can't bear to get rid of it because it's just great. And I also have this little signed brochure from the event that I met Morgan at, and they signed it at the bottom. It says Happy Brewing. So that is this shelf. And then on this vignette shelf, I just have all of my coffee books, as well as my coffee taster's flavor wheel to kind of help me identify tasting notes. I actually got the idea for these shelves from Ariel Bissett's BookshelfTour from kind of a while ago at this point. It was in her old home, but she had very similar kind of vignette shelves with all of her Frida Kahlo books on them. So I was like, yes, this is a great idea. I need to do this with my coffee books because I have so many of them. So that is the coffee book vignette shelf. And then of course, we cannot forget about this beautiful piece underneath of my windows, and that is my record cabinet. So I have my record player on top, and then I just have all of my records stored inside here. So I have a bunch of them in there, but that is my little record situation. And I haven't been able to hook this up yet because we need another outlet on that section of wall. But when it is hooked up, I will be listening to it frequently. Also, I think we must take a moment to admire this really cute rug that I found, as well as how beautiful the wood floors turned out in here. Like, I don't know if this is just me and I just like hardwood floors, but I really think that these restored really nicely. I mean, to be fair, we didn't decide to sand them down and refinish them necessarily, but we did polish them, and I'm super happy with how they look. So this is my office. Okay friends, the time has come for the official bookshelf tour. So these shelves are very tall. I can't reach the top shelf, and I can't really reach the second to highest shelf either very well. So my fiance is gonna be working on some kind of ladder system potentially for me to be able to get up there. But in the meantime, I just have a little step stool because that's what works. I actually filmed a video of me putting up my books, which I will link in the description and I'll put in the card above as well. But if you didn't see that video, you might not know how I laid out the shelves. So I'll kind of start by giving you a broad idea, and then I'll kind of hone in and show you some of the more detailed sections. So my general kind of idea with these shelves was to categorize things more so by grouping of like what the books were. So for example, I have like nonfiction versus fiction, and I have some particular authors like Shirley Jackson and Shakespeare pulled out because I have a collection of those. So I was kind of looking for a subsection-y vibe that I could separate with different decor items. So it's a little bit hard to see the top two shelves because they are so high up, but on the top shelf, the general vibe is that I have my classics and some art books and just miscellaneous things that I'm kind of working on or in the process of. And the shelf below it is all of my children's literature. So I have my picture books, some children's nonfiction / children's poetry, and some just general children's fiction. And as we move over to the right side, I have all of my Tui T. Sutherland books, so my Wings of Fire series and the Menagerie series. And that's pretty much all that's on the top two shelves. So I'm gonna do my best to walk you through this when it is kind of high up, but this shelf up here is all of my YA books. So I have my YA graphic novels, and then I have all my YA fiction, and then I have some like cute little memorabilia-y things here. So I have this little jar of stars that were made from book pages of the Fault in Our Stars book. And then I have my champagne bottle from my 21st birthday. I had the Fault in Our Stars themed little party thing, so my parents got me a bottle of champagne to celebrate that. So in this section, I have my poetry collection and then my essays. And then this section here is all of my memoirs as well as my nonfiction and some various like tarot and astrology related books as well. Okay, now we can get into some stuff that's a little bit lower to the ground that's easier for me to show you. But here I have a couple of my little pots that don't have any plants in them currently, but I'm using them for decor. So I have my little lady that you've definitely seen before. She's very cute. But I also got this new one that I have never showed on the channel before. Isn't she just gorgeous? Like, I know a lot of people have this pot at this point, but I've wanted this for years, and I finally found one when I was just traveling around in Missouri, so I was able to snag one of these, and I'm obsessed with her. She's gorgeous. I love her. Oh yeah, and I totally skipped out on this shelf because I was so excited to show you my pots, but this shelf is all of my Shakespeare collection, as well as my Shirley Jackson collection. So there are all of my Shakespeare books in their glory. I collect the Pelican Shakespeare Penguin editions, as well as some just miscellaneous ones there that were from high school, but all of the Pelican ones were from college and then just beyond, things that I was just interested in reading. So that is my Shakespeare collection. And then here, of course, are all the Shirley Jackson books. So I have books about her, books adjacent to her, things that she wrote, short stories, memoirs, etc. So lots of different Shirley Jackson things. And then this section, of course, is my translated literature. So I have quite a bit of translated lit. My kind of method for laying out this section has kind of always been and continues to be by country of origin, or language of origin rather. So I have all of my translated from Spanish books, and then I have some like miscellaneous ones that don't have a particular like language or country that fit in anywhere in my sections. And then I move into all of my Asian countries and languages. So I have my Japanese literature and Korean literature. And that's kind of how I lay out my translated lit section. But seriously, look how cute this corner is with the print and the bookshelves. Oh, I love it. It's just perfect. Okay, moving into this shelf. This is the general adult fiction shelf. So this whole shelf is just fiction. It's not organized in any particular way besides alphabetical. So it's just straight up alphabetical. There's no subsections or anything like that. But this to me is the easiest way to keep the fiction organized, especially because I was a librarian for several years, and this just makes my librarian heart happy as well to see things alphabetized. And I don't want to alphabetize my entire collection, so this is my way of doing that in a smaller format. So this is the bottom shelf. This shelf has a bit of empty space on it, room to grow / room to add various decorations and things like that. I'm starting a little collection of my Onyx Coffee Lab boxes that I have completed, so those might end up there as well. but I really don't have a problem with adding decor there as opposed to books, but I'm sure there will be a time where I'll need the space for books as well. And there are some books on this shelf, so if we just move on over this direction, these are all of my short story collections. I really like having a separate space for them because they kind of don't fit in with the rest of the subsections, and like I said before, with the kind of subsection-y vibe that I have going, I really like pulling these out and being able to see them all together. And this section here is really cute too. So I just have some decor things, a candle, and I have my bucket of bookmarks here. And I also have all of my currently in use notebooks and planners and my library books. So I write down every single book that I have and I catalog it. I write down where it's from and like where I got it from and what date I read it and such. So I have that there. And I also have a little section right in the middle for all of the books that I'm currently working on reading. So I have 2 books that I'm currently reading right now, and those are just there for my convenience so I don't have to pull them off and on the normal shelf section. So that is the bottom shelf. So this is what the shelves look like from a little bit further away. You can see they do cover up this entire wall except for obviously the doorway over there. But I am so happy with how they turned out and how I have styled them, and I hope you guys like them too. So that's it, friends. That is my bookshelf and my office tour. I know that this video was kind of a long time coming, but I really wanted to make sure that I had fully realized my vision in this space before I showed you guys so you could really experience the full vision. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that it was worth the wait. Let me know what you thought of my office. I am so happy with it. I love the colors, I love my shelves, I love this little corner that I have here to work. I'm just so happy with this space. So yeah, if you guys enjoy this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.